really quick, while I have you. Philo, have you heard about it? Oh, it's the best. They're giving you 25% off 2 months of Hallmark, Lifetime, Up, GAC, the sorts. The movies we're talking about? Philo. 25% off. Philo.tv/DTH. Don't don't let this pass you by. Philo.tv/DTH. Here's the episode. This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm just appalled at Dan just doing things, and I love Lifetime Christmas movies.
Hi, I'm Patrick, and I am a Lifetime movie expert.
I'm Dan, and somewhere out there, someone likes me. And I despise Lifetime Christmas movies. And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast. Lifetime Uncorked.
I like to think that this song is just going to get played at clubs this holiday season.
Yeah. Just
people are going to get jiggy with it.
I got to be honest. I feel like Michael Keaton in Multiplicity. Like, I feel like I'm just trying to manage where I am and just grasp where I am in time and space, and it's very difficult right now.
All I did was I took our theme song.
Yep.
And Lifetime Uncorked's theme song, which is what you said, Candace Cameron Bure? Is that the music for it?
It is the instrumental version of Candace Cameron Bure theme. Yes.
Wow.
Which, if you know, you know.
You know.
And I did a matching the beats per minutes to our theme song, and then transposed that theme song to that BPM and our key and put it together.
Wow.
And that's the magic you get.
Unbelievable.
Some inside baseball for you guys.
A little inside baseball.
Yeah.
Just call me DJ Scratch and Sniff. You know
I will not call you that. We actually have a movie or two reviews.
We have a movie.
The previews are done.
The previews are done. The interviews are over.
How did it feel to jump into the Lifetime, guys? Did it feel good?
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be home.
Yeah, it's crazy that we're actually talking about a movie. Like, I forgot that we were doing this. The recaps. I was like, oh yeah, we get to recap these movies. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
We did the Denise Richards one so long ago.
Yeah, that feels like ages.
Oh my gosh, it really does. And today Patrick, you found it fitting for our first movie to be Lifetime's first new movie, which makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're putting out their first one on Friday, November 12th. Like, it's gonna be a big one. It's a big one about Ice Wine. So that was your thought process, I imagine.
That is what I was thinking, but then I saw the previews for the Tatiana Ali one, and
I was a little mad at you.
Wow, I was like, dang, I think I messed up because there were some shirtless hunks in that one. I'm like,
I was watching this movie, and then that preview came on, and I was like, son of a gun.
So is the Tatiana Ali one the only one we missed out on? What are the other ones we missed out on this weekend? Just those two?
No, there's one.
It.
Was there only two this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Does Lifetime try to come out of the gate like Hallmark with a super Christmassy, over the top?
It's Ice Wine Christmas, Dan. Does that not answer the question?
It doesn't, because we barely have a grasp on what ice wine is. There's some frozen grapes involved, but Hallmark's first movie out of the gate pre-Halloween is always Christmas thrown up everywhere. Does Lifetime have the same tradition, or do they kind of start off slow and achieve takeoff later on?
So I would say, Hallmark has things very planned out. Lifetime doesn't do that. No, so there's no plan here. This was the one that was ready first. So they were like, let's put this one first. It's that simple, I think.
Wow, man, that's crazy how that works.
Patrick and I talked to Amy Winter, the VP, over there.
Yeah,
and the EVP. So yeah, and she said that they were second guessing the schedule up until releasing it. That was the biggest. The takeaway for me was that they were still,
and rightfully so. I mean, can we be
the
clear?
Thing that they were second guessing. Yeah, that was what they were second guessing.
Yeah. Right,
they're taking a big risk. So
that's a bold move.
It is a multi-million-dollar risk for sure.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, because I mean, who knows if a $2 million Tuesday flick will.
Every movie's a multi-million-dollar movie. It's a hundreds of millions of dollars risk. That's big time. We're not messing around.
Yeah, so we'll see if this first movie is any indication. We'll get there. We'll get there.
I mean, this isn't like me, like, people thinking I don't like the Rockefeller tree. Like, it's not that big a risk.
Hey, while we're here on a Wednesday, do you have anything that you want to say about Monday and Tuesday's episodes?
We have a lot of fun here on Deck the Hallmark. And that hopefully will never change. But one thing we never joke about is the Rockefeller Christmas tree. Listen, I didn't say I dislike the Rockefeller Christmas tree.
That's what it sounded like.
Yesterday's episode. That is definitely what the takeaway was. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine if that's the takeaway. What I love the tree. The tree's wonderful. Have been most beautiful tree I've ever seen. It's great. That should not have been the takeaway. I think it was by a few people.
Yeah. And I just want to say, since Panda's not here, Dan, me, Panda, we got to New York City on a cold December evening, and we got to our hotel. It was late. We wanted pizza, and we thought, you know what? Let's make a journey of this. We'll go down to the tree.
Get a slice of pie.
It was very cold. Do you want to know which of us hated that the most? Panda.
Panda did. He didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do it. He was like, too cold.
Yeah, I loved every second of it.
Yeah,
but yesterday, Patrick, so someone said, my parents went out. They lived in New York. My mom went all out for Christmas. We went to see the Rockefeller tree and then went and got a meal every year. And my thing was, that's not going all out. Like, that's just, you live in New York. That is.
I think she said her favorite tradition.
She said, oh, no, they said, what were your traditions? And she said, my mom,
she was just 9 when her mom died, though.
That was just me. We went all out. And I just found that to be lacking. The tree, on the other hand, not lacking.
I have a Rockefeller tree story that
I love to
lay it down while we're talking about Rockefeller trees. I took the bus from Maryland to New York one Christmas with my sister.
From Foster's University. What was it?
Frostburg.
There it is.
Yeah, so we took the bus. We spent one day in New York, and we were going to find the Rockefeller tree, and we got to the ice skating rink and all that stuff down there, and then we literally could not find the tree.
What?
I don't know. We're like, it's obviously here somewhere. We're very close. We could not find it. So instead we got shady massages at 2 a.m. waiting for the bus back to Maryland. And we never saw the tree.
When did you go?
Christmas.
It was in December?
Yeah.
Are you sure you weren't in Central Park at that ice skating rink?
Hey, I don't know. I was at an ice skating rink. It was Christmas. I was in New York.
You could have been at Bryant Park. You could have been at a lot. There are other ice skating rinks. You cannot see the ice skating rink in Rockefeller Plaza without seeing the tree.
It's impossible.
It's literally over top of the ice skating rink.
Oh, maybe I just didn't look up.
This sounds like a Chicago. This sounds like a Chicagoan right here, just throwing shade.
I know what the problem was. I didn't look.
I looked straight down to the ground the whole time I was in New York City.
That's
on me.
Very controversial, I guess, the Rockefeller tree. So
apparently it was. I mean,
Dan hates it. Patrick thinks it's too small. He can't find it.
It's so little. I've had that feeling going to Mount Rushmore. I thought Mount Rushmore was very underwhelming.
I haven't been there, but it's
Rockefeller
just
tree not underwhelming at all. The Mount Rushmore definitely underwhelming.
Does Chicago have a big boy tree that they like?
They do. There's a Christmas tree lighting. I was thinking about going this year because I'm like, I've never been to the Chicago Christmas tree lighting. It's downtown, yeah.
I've seen the Chicago tree.
Didn't Miss Christmas, the movie Miss Christmas with Brooke D'Orsay, isn't her whole thing picking out a tree for the Chicago Christmas?
Yep.
It's their tree. It's a big deal.
It's by the Bean, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just live here.
I was there for 2 hours a couple years ago, and I think I found
to make the journey.
I think I found.
You'd never been to
never
the Bean.
been to Chicago.
Sitting there waiting on something.
I will say, wonderful windows in Chicago.
Yes,
it's just fun to watch.
Oh yeah, Chicago's a great city.
Chicago's
big.
Yeah. I hope I get to spend. I was on WGN yesterday.
Oh really?
As of the release of this.
Really?
Cool.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
You're in school.
Was it Windy City Live?
No. WGN morning show.
Oh, okay.
That's more popular than Windy City Live, to be honest.
Windy City Live canceled.
No, the morning show they bring us on every year.
Yeah.
Man, I missed it.
Maybe you didn't.
When is it tomorrow? Today, yesterday.
It's at 10:30.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I could probably do that.
Okay, I'll let them know. So Dan was there, baby. I
Oh,
don't know.
wow. I
That's
love
crazy.
it.
It's wild.
Time travel's awesome.
It's crazy.
Hey, let's talk Ice Wine Christmas. Patrick, you're
Yes.
going to talk us through this movie. Again, for those of you that are typical Deck the Hallmark listeners, these episodes will be a little bit different. Patrick's going to take us through the journey of the movie. I also have seen it, so I will be piping in. But our good friend Dan, we spared him.
Yeah.
He did not have to watch this movie, and he will be making a declaration at the end of it whether he would pour it up or
Put a cork
in it.
Yeah.
But Patrick, Ice Wine Christmas, first movie of the year. Let's do this thing.
Okay, so Ice Wine Christmas, we have Rosalind Sanchez, Lyric Bennett, and Anna Marie DeMera. So we love them.
Love them.
Do we?
Yep, sure. Oh, and
I did love them.
I did. Maria Del Mar. I want to say her name because I just like that last name, Del Mar.
Del Mar.
Del Mar.
Yeah, it's like by the sea.
Yeah. Of the sea.
Love
Did Lyric remind you of Reading Rainbow? What's his
LeVar
name?
Burton?
Yeah,
Just
Lamar.
a skosh. He's got a skosh of him in there.
I could see that. Yeah, especially when he was making like his mean face.
Oh yeah.
You know, because when I think of Lamar Burton, I think of a mean person.
The meanest.
The meanest man.
That guy. That's why he couldn't host Jeopardy.
That's exactly
Right.
right.
Because he's too mean.
Too mean. Okay, so jumping into the movie, we have Camila. She is a sommelier. Sommelier? That's right?
Somalia.
Yeah, that's right. Sommelier.
Sommelier.
That's right. We learned
And
about this.
She loves wine. She's like in Philly with where we're starting. She's like doing a little wine tasting, and of course she's talking about ice wine. So we get all the ice wine facts out of the way in the first like 3 sentences of the movie.
Which is it's made from frozen grapes.
We did know that. I did know that.
And it's what else?
Wow,
That's it.
Right. It's made from frozen grapes. It's ice wine. It's in a skinny bottle.
It's all white.
Yes, white wine.
There's no
Which
red ice wine.
Not that I saw in this film.
Man.
Yes. But don't get it twisted. If those facts, Dan, were like too scientific for you, she didn't go to school for wine. Okay,
She didn't.
How is she a sommelier?
She has a gut feeling. Yes.
It's a gut feeling.
So she's like a self-proclaimed sommelier?
Yes.
She's not like an actual licensed sommelier.
We never see her license. It is very much a gut.
What?
It's a gut feeling.
So if I was just like, I'm a train conductor, like that doesn't make me a train conductor.
How's your gut?
At Lifetime, it does because she is so good at her sommelier job. She is up for promotion of being the sommelier of all the restaurants in Philly that matter.
At the same time?
At the same time.
I don't think Lifetime knows what a sommelier does.
Oh, no. No clue.
They have to be on premises to talk wine snobs through their selection.
It's
they
a gut
can't
feeling.
just do all of them.
Maybe she's a sommelier to the sommeliers.
Yeah.
Maybe she's the
She's picking out the wine for the people to then
It's like
pick out
on
the
the
wine.
menu. It says gut feeling sommelier is Rosalind.
That's exactly
Sanchez.
right.
That's right.
Yes. And so we get all our exposition out of the way, and she's quickly leaving for the holidays, going to I forget what the town's called Evergreen, but I forget
Evergreen.
where it is.
Classic.
It's evergreen.
Yeah.
But it's not that evergreen.
Yeah. Not
No.
my evergreen.
It's like upstate New York, probably. I'm
Probably.
just trying to think of like where she could drive from Philly to probably New York.
Yeah.
And the winery is the family winery that isn't owned by her family, but her godfather, Henry, who is like wants to become a snowbird. He wants to move to Florida and give up the winery to her sister Beth.
He's sick of dealing with the frozen grapes.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
I mean, come on. Who wouldn't be?
Well, and
That is the biggest component of ice wine, from what I understand.
Yes, and it's white.
Okay.
And it's crazy because he's like waiting for one frost to make the grapes, and then that's it. That's all he's doing all winter, just the one first frost, and then
It's tough in upstate New York to wait for that one frost to hit in the
waiting-
wintertime. You know what I mean?
But you can't make the ice wine until the first frost.
The first frost happens long before wintertime in New York. I want to be clear,
Not
right?
this
yes,
year.
way before Christmas. But no, yes, this is like Christmas time. The first frost has not come yet, so we're that's where we
Thanks.
are.
Thanks, Hal Gore.
So Camila goes to a downtown area and she runs into this man who is like wandering around the streets, no coat on. He's like shivering, like a cartoon, like you know what I mean? Like one of those.
He's really acting.
Oh yeah, he's cold.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, hello, sir. Like, are you okay? Do you need help?" And he's like, "Yes, I don't have a coat. I'm here for a job." And we come to find out he's an onologist, enologist.
He's a science boy.
Okay.
When it comes to
neither of what you said helped me at all.
He
onologist and science boy.
He's like a science guy that like
is he Bill Nye?
No,
Wait.
don't you dare. He like specializes in wine product, like making not automation, kind of like automation.
Yeah.
But to make sure that the taste and the quality of the wine doesn't suffer from automation, essentially. Science boy.
Okay.
Yes, he's very science. That's the thing that you need to know about the movie, Dan. We have gut feeling girl and science boy.
It's like he's Dr. Fauci and she's Karen. Like but in wine.
Oh man, this movie sounds great already.
Right. So
wait till Science Boy hears that New York in upstate New York hasn't had a frost yet and it's December.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose it.
So she invites him to her family's diner. They also have a diner in town called like the Snowman Diner or something stupid. And they have coffee and they're like sitting around, and the mom gives him like this yellow coat that he wears for the rest of the movie. But
it's a great coat.
Yeah, he's like there to help the family kind of like check out their winery and like make it more profitable. It's why he's there.
Godfather wanted to do this, right?
Yeah.
And that was my question: is how does this guy get hired to come do this?
Godfather. Okay. On his way out, I think he's wanting to set up the sister for success by helping make the process a little bit easier, automated, but not losing the quality of the wine.
Right. And there's a C plot or a D plot with the sister and her husband like trying to get pregnant. So there's that too.
It is the year of trying to get pregnant, I feel like, in made-for-TV movies. This is like the 4th or 5th movie where there's been some sort of plot about like trying to get pregnant and not being able to.
Wow. It does feel like we've seen several of them already.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing to talk about. It's not easy for everyone to just get pregnant, like whatever. So I think, it's good. Is it a holiday topic? I'm not sure, but it's good to raise awareness about that, I think.
I don't know if Lifetime's going to follow, but I feel like Hallmark has definitely made sure that we get all emotions this year. Like they are like, there's a lot of movies that they're trying to have some actual pathos and some depth to them.
I feel like Hallmark every year learns about something. And they work it into a lot of movies. And this year it's in vitro.
Yes.
That's what they learned about this year.
They are 100% in this like weird world where it's like, we've got to provide this depth of feeling. That's the thing. Like last year felt more of like an inclusion type year. Yeah. And this year there's inclusion, but we're going to add like we have the entire spectrum of feelings here at Hallmark during the holidays. Whereas I think now you're treading on different water because some people like our boy Panda, he doesn't want any sad, like he just wants to be happy, feel good all the time. He doesn't want any of the sads interfering.
Sure.
So, there's that.
You don't really get that with this movie, though, to be
honest. No. You get no emotion.
Yeah. Fair.
One sidebar about in vitro. I just watched like a slasher killer Lifetime movie, and the killer went into an in vitro place and like unplugged the refrigerator to like get revenge on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it was like really crazy. I was like, oh my god, that's like terrible. So that's what's happening on Killer Lifetime right now. We're like,
how am I supposed to recover from that, Patrick? That is wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. Wild. I'm trying not to say crazy still.
You're doing great.
Why?
Because I want to be more appreciative or like more respectful to people with mental health issues and not say crazy. So now
great.
I'm going to say wild. I'm trying to say wild instead.
I love it.
I like that.
I'm in.
Okay, so back to our wild movie. Yeah, I just did it right there. This is where we kind of get the thesis for the movie, right? So like Camila loves Christmas and she believes in Christmas magic, and I'm like, yes, Christmas magic is coming. We're gonna get that because she has that gut feeling and doesn't believe in science. So we're gonna get some like angel dust or like a poofy thing or like a curtain in the breeze, something to make magic happen. Spoiler alert, Dan, it does not happen.
Oh no.
It doesn't happen. Just want you to know that.
Okay, good.
Unless the frost is magic.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
then,
Yeah.
yes. But no.
That late December New York, upstate New York first frost.
Yeah. So she offers to like take Declan around and like show him why the town is so special and like why she loves it. And basically the town is special because they have barrels of wine that have a couple Christmas lights like strung on them. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Christmas decorations
that's
left a
all we
little to be
get.
desired. It's not my evergreen. It's not my evergreen.
No, it really was like, okay, I see that they had some barrels of wine and they just put some garland on there and called it a day.
It was nice, I guess.
Right.
If you say so.
Yeah.
You guys stop selling. This movie's just stop selling. I get it.
Hey,
okay,
wait, it gets there, buddy.
It does. So there's a Christmas festival also happening, of course, because it's a Christmas movie and got to have a Christmas festival. And Camila joins the planning committee with her PowerPoint. You know, that whole thing where you like have the PowerPoint. But hers is like 2 slides, and she's just like, "Here you go. We're gonna put up more Christmas lights." It's her big plan.
This sounds like a movie from 20 years ago.
Right?
What?
Yes, that's the plan. And
more lights is the
more
plan.
lights. That's the plan. That's and everyone's like, "Oh, great idea. We are cool with that." So she's hoping to make the festival like so amazing that Henry will stay and not move to Florida and not give up the winery. You know, that's like why she wants to do this and make it special.
Because Henry's really good at what he does. Henry has the feelings, but he's also really good at business. Like he has all the chops.
He has some actual professional acumen, not just a gut.
Well, but let's be honest. We're also a little bit concerned about, is it Beth, the sister?
Yes.
Her ability to run the business. I think that's
so
fair.
Why is if Rosalind Sanchez's character, which I can't think of her name, is the gut sommelier, why are they giving the winery to the sister?
Because she's in Philly.
She doesn't want it.
She doesn't live there. So
okay,
right.
My guy hasn't thought to ask her. That's fair,
okay,
right, Patrick?
Well, yeah, and she also has that big promotion that she's going to be this sommelier of all of Philly. So
all of Philly sommelier.
She can't pass that up.
Can't pass that up.
I mean, come on.
So now, Dan, you're kind of falling asleep on me in the recap. So here is something to titillate you and get you so excited. So there is a wine tasting that happens, okay? And Declan is like, all right, I want to show you how good my ice wine is that I make in the GMO ice wine, and we'll do a taste testing and see what happens. Yeah. So he takes out a sexy blindfold.
It's a sexy blindfold.
Oh boy.
A sexy blindfold. And it's not like, sometimes they blindfold people in Hallmark movies to like show them the house or whatever.
Yeah, move that bus. Yeah.
Yes. This has like lace all around it and like satin. And yes, it is.
And she's like, "Do you bring this with you everywhere you go?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know." And then they just keep going. I don't know why he has this blindfold with him at all times.
Out of his pocket?
You never know when you need a sexy blindfold.
He just pulls a satin and lace blindfold out of his pocket.
Yeah.
Holy cow, man! I feel like I missed a real treat here.
Right, and it's like implied that this is just like a metaphor. I think the wine tasting a metaphor for what's going to be happening later.
What? No,
right? Lifetime goes there, guys.
Unbelievable.
But of course, she can like tell all the wine. She's like, "Oh, this didn't work." So that whole scene was just like to show off the blindfold, I think.
So they put the blindfold on her, and she could still tell the difference between the wine he made and the wine. Okay.
Yep. She could tell.
Yeah.
So, in other words, she's a sommelier. I don't know.
Gut sommelier.
Gut sommelier.
Yeah.
Saw them live.
So we learn a little bit more about Declan and his like backstory. Like he doesn't really do like Christmas traditions because his family traveled around all the time, and they like did like the Great Wall of China for Christmas one year, the beaches of Sydney, Portugal, whatever. They're all over the place. Yeah,
his
pretty wealthy family.
His dad doesn't do gifts; he does trips, I believe, is what he says.
Right.
Wow.
And
so
I kind of like that. I'm like, I would take trips. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she wasn't having it. She wasn't having it.
She was very upset.
If you're big on the tradition, you know, you lose all your traditions. But if your tradition is the trip, then I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's about what you grew up with.
Yeah, I would love to do, well, I don't know how this would work, but I would love to do like a travel show where I'm going around the world at Christmas time and like seeing all the different traditions in different countries and cities and stuff.
You guys hear this? You hear this TLC and all these other, I mean, come on. But Patrick Miguel traveling the world for Christmas traditions. I'm here for the show.
There you go.
Amy Winter, we know you're listening.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I have to listen to the first one at least. Okay, now there's a bell tower that is in the town because, you know, we have to add something else.
Of course.
There's a bell tower. It's out of commission. The bell doesn't ring anymore. And Camila is very sad because it used to be a tradition in the town where they ring the bell. I forget why. And she's like, Declan, can you fix this while you're here in town? You're like helping with the winery, but also you fix bells. So that would be
Patrick,
great.
can I ask you this? Was the tradition to ring the bell when it was frost time, or is that just what happens later?
I think that's just what happened later because I don't remember her saying anything about what they rung the bell for. She just
I was just trying to give any explanation for why people knew later on. But anyways, yeah. There, you know how when movies are slow, and you're like, oh man, that lights up. And you're like, man, you know what I want? A bell tower scene repair scene. That will spice it up. That's what we get with. That's what the bell tower is the spice to this movie.
Ooh.
Yes, it really adds some drama, as they say. So there's some like a couple scenes that are like pointless that I'm just gonna jump over. There's like a scene with a silent auction where Declan wins like a date with Camila, and there's like a scene where she's talking to like the grapes about like her promotion and she doesn't know what to do.
Talking to the grapes.
I love that there's a scene where we fix a bell tower and then there are other scenes that are just worth skipping over.
Yeah,
the bell tower is important.
Okay. And then they're talking to the grapes is not.
No.
Talking to the grapes is not. No.
Yeah. Man, okay.
It's like a character quirk. And she's like, why am I talking to these grapes? I'm so silly. Like,
I would watch this reenactment is what I would watch.
She's got her
why
ice
am I
wine.
talking to these grapes?
She's got her ice wine in her hand. Oh me.
What's the deal with grapes?
Silly. Silly ice wine. You got me doing silly things.
We have a Facebook user who says they did talk about the bell calling the people to the frost. So
that okay. Thank you.
So it is called out. So good job.
That's the tradition. I thought it might be because I don't want to give anything away for Dan, but there's no reason without that explanation for the ending of this movie to be the ending. How it happens.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Good to know.
Yes. So the couple, they're kind of like coupling up now. They have like their romantic dinner and it's going very well, except for the fact that, you know, he's science boy and she's gut feeling girl. And they keep fighting over the same argument, like over and over and over through the movie. It's not like a Hallmark movie where you get your one big fight at the like 5-minute mark to go and then they resolve it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like this is like a constant ongoing fight throughout the whole movie where she's like, I don't believe in the science. And he's like, but I am a scientist.
I don't believe in the science. Wait a minute. What kind of movie are we watching?
Yeah. I mean, for real.
Or is she saying the science isn't as good as her gut?
I think, yes, that's more accurate.
Okay.
You can what she's saying here is you can't trust automation and science to do what we have mastered here with the gut.
I mean, the gut.
We got the gut.
Got the gut.
We got the gut. But you know, it's that classic, like they do stuff together. They're clearly having chemistry. And then she remembers science and they bicker about that a little bit. And then they go back to having fun, you know, that type of thing.
Yes. And it comes to like a head when he like selects the date for like when the frost will come. And the frost is going to come on the date of the Christmas festival, which is just too much things in one day. It can't be done. They have volunteers coming in to help pick the grapes or whatever. And, you know, there's the whole, like, they have to hang all the lights for the Christmas festival. There's too much to do. So she's like, I think you're wrong. And my gut feeling says that it's not on the same day. And, he's like, you don't believe in what I'm saying? And she's like, no, I don't. So
there, really quick, Patrick, a Facebook
guessing,
user does bring this up, and it is a good point. It's not just the frost, it's frost plus it has to be 17 degrees.
Okay. That helps a good deal.
So it's frost plus 17.
Frost plus 17.
Because it could frost at any old number,
I don't believe in that science. I'm going with my gut. I'm saying it's the first frost.
It's the first frost.
I follow 3 different YouTubers that would tell you that is not accurate.
Right.
I'm going to send you a link later.
Yeah. Just believe. Just watch the whole thing.
Watch the whole thing.
Don't stop. Watch the whole thing.
And I'm going to send you a mirror link just in case, they take it down.
Yeah. Because they might do that.
Okay, there's a scene where Camila talks about ice wine being high maintenance, and I think she's talking about herself.
What?
It's like totally like, oh, ice wine's so high maintenance, and she's like walking around, she's like immaculately dressed. I'm like, she's talking. This is a metaphor for herself, because he's like, I like that it's it takes a lot to get the ice wine, and I appreciate like putting in the work for the relation. The wine. It's like they're very clearly talking about their relationship codedly.
Yeah. So it's another blindfold, lace satin blindfold situation.
Yeah, they're getting pretty close.
Okay,
they're
sparks are flying.
Are we at the festival, the dance?
Yeah, so it's the night of the festival, I think, because you really couldn't tell like that it was.
There's a few more lights. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? But the temperature isn't cold enough, so they're all like freaking out, and they're like, oh my god, it's not cold enough. Like we have this, like no one's wearing mittens or coats. Like everyone's just like hanging out. And the volunteers are like there, so they're like they're like standing by the fruit, just like waiting to like pick it.
Yeah.
It's like, what do we do? We're here. But Declan feels really bad because he's like, I think I'm wrong about this. And and she's like,
no, duh, Declan.
Science boy's wrong again.
She's like, I told you that I don't want to gloat or like, rub it in your face, but my gut was right. And again, they get into an argument about how they're never going to work out because they don't see eye to eye. They live in different towns. She's getting promoted, all the stuff. And he's like going to Paris or something as well. So next, where are we going? Sorry, I'm like losing my spot here.
You're good.
This is all the same.
What?
Basically, Camila finds like a frozen grape on the ground. She's like, oh my god, the frost is coming. My gut was right. And it's like Christmas Eve, I think. And everyone's like, we don't want to deal with this. Like, it's Christmas Eve. Like, it's over. Like, forget it.
It was a chickpea. It was a chickpea that was on the ground. So apparently,
what's that?
There are like, I don't know. There's like signs.
Making hummus or what? It was.
So she's going out, and the chickpea was a sign that how dogs know the thunderstorm's coming? Chickpeas know when 17 degrees
got us
is coming.
a modern day Gideon on our hands.
Yeah. So if the chickpeas are on the ground, that means it's almost
chickpeas are on the ground. It's almost time for the frost to come around.
There you go.
Years.
That's the old wise tale.
Okay. All right. Well, I love a good rhyme, so I'm in for that. But then the frost actually does come. Everyone's like home sleeping, waiting for Santa. And the frost comes, and Camila is freaking out like she's in a horror movie. Like, oh my god.
She wakes up and she's like, 17 degrees.
Is she really doing this?
17
yes,
degrees.
This is real. She's really screaming bloody murder, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
They are now faced with a dilemma, Dan. It's the holiday season. Some people are out of town. No one's here.
We got to pick these grapes.
To pick the grapes. What do we do?
Ooh.
What do you think we do?
Ring that bell. Yeah. Ring my bell.
Ice wine, yeah. Ice wine, yeah.
Love
so
it.
she runs to the bell while that song plays.
It does play. And she rings that bell like Quasimodo and Hunchback of Notre Dame. She's like swinging on the bell. It's crazy.
She rings it once, And then she stops and she looks over. Where's the town? Is the town coming out?
See if anybody calls.
Nobody calls. So she rings it again. And then finally some guy walks out and he's like, what is this? This is what we do here, right? It's Christmas Eve. And then the rest of the town starts walking. And so he just follows suit.
Yeah.
But the first guy, he seemed upset. He was just, what's going on? I'm new to town.
Hey.
Right. Why is this bell ringing in the middle of the night?
It's your first year there. You don't know what this bell's
about. Is this
about.
a bell thing? Is this every year? I gotta do this every year.
And they just all walk like they're sleepwalking to the grape town.
Yeah. It felt very much like Hocus Pocus when the kids are like woken up by Sarah Jessica Parker, you know. Like, what is going on?
He's also corrected a detail here. Did not see a chickpea. Saw a chickadee feather. Chickadee feather.
Ah, chickadee.
Chickadee feather.
What's a chickadee? I thought she said chickpea.
Chickadee feathers. Chickadee.
I thought it was a grape. So
feather. Man,
what's a chickadee?
You guys aren't paying close enough attention to the movie. That's your problem.
Hey, I watched this movie like at 8 a.m. today. So
wow, commitment. Man.
I'm doing my best. I was like, I'll keep it fresh in my mind by watching it right before we record.
Well, you both missed it. So, but Bran doesn't. I mean, it's fine.
What is a chickadee?
It's a bird.
So it wasn't a chickpea?
It wasn't a chickpea. They weren't making hummus.
Guys, I was locked in. I think that, is it possible that maybe the people out there are wrong for once? No?
I don't know why a chickpea would fall from the sky.
I don't know, man.
I don't know why that would happen.
Yeah, the feather does make more sense.
Makes more sense to be a feather. I'm just saying. I'm not seeing the movie.
Yes. Okay. So
right.
the whole townsfolk all come together and they, pick the grapes while singing Deck the Halls. And is there something that you guys do on Deck the Hallmark about Deck the Halls playing in a movie? Is there do we chug a beer or something?
I don't hate that idea, but I will say the
chug a beer or something.
The guy,
I don't know.
Everybody has their beers.
What kind of podcast do you think we have, Patrick?
Oh, sorry. My podcast has wine in the title.
So us three guys are in some fraternity.
We chug a beer.
We chug a whole beer.
I have straight guys with me. I thought we just chug beers. That's what
we chug beers.
Straight men do, right?
We're just three straight guys chugging brewskis, chugging beers. Chug the whole chug a beer, yeah.
I will say, I've learned in this movie that Deck the Halls is one of those songs where you gotta be careful where you start it range wise, because my guy started it. And I don't think he realized that it was higher. He was like, Deck the Halls!
Yep.
Like he was up there, and everybody else was like,
man, that's tough. You started that high.
It's tough, but I mean, it's Christmas Eve. You got to. I mean, the town's there; they're excited. Ring that bell.
Yeah, it was definitely a call and response. Deck the Halls, which I'm not sure if I'm into that or not.
Deck the Halls with boughs of holly.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Right, tis season.
That's bold. Now, if that happens in a Hallmark movie, we do chug a beer.
Come on, Evergreen.
Yes.
Let me see the balcony.
So we're almost done. Henry is like, okay, Declan, Camila, Beth, I love you all. I'm still moving to Florida. I hate this town, but you all can run the winery together because you complete each other, and you're a perfect trinity of wine knowledge, and it's going to be great. It's a big gift to give.
It's a big gift, but it's also thinking very much of yourself, that you're like,
yeah,
no one person can replace me.
No. It takes two.
True.
It takes three.
It
takes three.
It takes three to replace me.
There you go.
Two sisters.
So then, of course, Declan and Camila go to the tower, and they talk it out.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell. Sorry, go ahead, Patrick.
And they talk it out, and then they kiss, and they're like, "We're home," and that's the end of the movie.
I will say the kiss was I liked the kiss because she's listing all the reasons why this is a bad idea. I got this thing and you get this thing, and he's like, it doesn't matter. Mwah, kisses her, and he's like, I'm home, baby. We're home.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Butterfly in the sky. And the credits roll.
They roll, and that is the movie. That is what is this called?
Ice Wine
Christmas. Yes.
Oh boy.
Right?
Tell you what.
It's time for pouring it up or put a cork in it.
That's right.
Yes.
Patrick, lead the way here.
Or am I supposed to go first?
Well, just how does that happen?
I go first, so I don't hear what you guys actually thought, right?
Right. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, it's a hard put a cork in it because even though I'm not supposed to hear what you guys have thought, I think I've gathered that this movie sucked. So for me, it does have some interesting components. Bell Tower as a means of communication in 2021, very interested. Late frost in New York, very, very interested. Not believing in science, super interested. Having said that, sounds like a real snoozer and an eye roll. It's put a cork in it for Dan.
Okay. And I guess we'll go to Bran then, and then I'll finish up.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately putting a cork in it. I was disappointed that this was the first offering of the year. I want to watch Tatiana's movie because I feel like that is going to be a better representation of what Lifetime is going to give me this year. It was a very interesting choice for first new movie of the year. I'll just say that because do people care about ice wine? I just don't know, but they really wanted us to, and I still don't. And I care so little about ice wine that I thought chickpeas were involved.
Well, Hallmark and Lifetime both were making ice wine movies at the same time. They both had reached the summit of ice wine as a topic.
Do made for TV channel executives all go to the same conference and they're like, here's what we're gonna hit this year. We're gonna number 1, in vitro. Number 2, ice wine. Number 3.
Or they all leave secretly and go, this is it. We got to get to ice wine before Lifetime does. And they just make this run for it. It turns out no one cares.
Yeah.
No one cares. I don't care about ice wine. Putting a cork in it.
I don't think anyone drinks ice wine. Like it's like so rare to you have to put so much work into it. They're like one grape is like one drop. It takes like 4,000 grapes to make one bottle or one glass.
Oh, gosh.
I'm like, that's a waste of grapes for this. It can't be that good. The wine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We should have tried some today. We should have tried some.
Can you find ice wine just at the store?
I don't think so. I mean,
I don't either.
You probably have to import it from Germany or wherever it's from. I think it's from Germany. I'm putting a cork in it. I think that, you would think I like this because it has wine in it. A lot of wine. They were drinking wine the whole movie. And normally that would make me want to drink wine along with them. But for some reason, I was just not feeling it. It wasn't Christmassy enough.
Wow.
And I just think the leads were good. They were charismatic and attractive people, but just the back and forth with the relationship. Sometimes Lifetime does relationships in Christmas movies well, where you're really feeling it. This was just the same argument over and over and over and over. That
science, gut, science,
yes,
gut.
I'm oh my God, this is so repetitive. And no quirky Christmas tradition is gonna save that if the relationship's not there. So that's why I'm putting a cork in it. If you can't get behind the romance and the rom-com, what's the point?
What's the point?
I think that when Hallmark releases their Ice Wine Winter movie in January, Patrick should come on.
Ooh, I like
the Hallmark and help us review that because I think it'll that way we can really tie the bow on Ice Wine.
Ice Wine, and maybe we'll learn a little bit more, not in 3 sentences about Ice Wine. Although I don't really care to learn much more.
Well, just everybody hold me accountable to this when the schedule gets released.
I love it
to get Patrick on.
Who's in that movie? Do you know?
Brennan Elliott, who I really like. Brennan Elliott. So
okay.
From Unreal.
He was just in something, right?
Yeah.
Open by Christmas.
That's right.
Yeah, I just saw him. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. He's hot.
Yeah, hottie McHot for sure.
Friend of the show.
Are you a red wine boy or a white wine boy?
He's a red wine guy, right?
Red in winter for sure, and in summer white or rosé.
Wow, I didn't know that it changed.
I can't believe we've never done this. What's the go-to glass of wine? Just for Patrick McGill, what is the go-to glass?
I like a Malbec.
Okay. Well, Spanish wine. That's what I'm talking about.
This is what I want to do. This is how I want to end every one of these episodes. I want you to recommend a bottle to pair for the next movie, which is what's our next movie?
Our next movie is Where's My Schedule?
Where's My Schedule? That's an interesting
Oh, I
title.
love that one. It's going to be
in Christmas
so
time.
good. It's
That's
going to be
wild.
so good.
Recommend like a type of wine. I don't want to recommend a brand unless they're sponsoring us.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
A type of
That's
wine.
true. We've got dancing through the snow.
Dancing through the snow.
Dancing through the snow.
That should be like a sparkling wine then.
Yeah, you would think so.
I love that.
Very good. Nicely done.
Dancing Through the Snow is what we'll be doing next week here on Wednesday. We're back tomorrow with some the 1 December night.
1 December night. That's
closing out the week with Harlem.
That's right.
And then Saturday, we're actually not close. We're opening
Christmas
the weekend.
Switch 3.
Christmas Switch 3, even switchy,
Oh, wow.
switchiest.
Switch, please.
With Alonzo Jacks. So we got a full week planned, and then we take Sunday off because it's the Lord's Day.
I mean, good gosh, we have to.
I know. You guys are so busy. It's crazy.
We're so
throw in
busy.
coaching a basketball team and teaching a few high school classes. That's what I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just watching movies. I mean, I watch a movie every night, so I'm good.
There you go.
Bless you.
That's a good schedule. A movie a night for sure.
Movie a night. We did, everybody. We will be back tomorrow. Until then. Oh, and check out lifetimeoncourt.com for reviews to the movies that we're not covering.
That's right.
Because we're watching all those Lifetime ones. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is a Bramble Jam podcast recorded live in, that Greenville, South Carolina. Is produced by Brandon Gray. Set decor by Plum Haywood Mall. For more information on all Bramble Jam podcasts, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com. For more information on how to listen to Deck the Hallmark ad-free, you can go to bramblejamplus.com.